Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Brian, and today I'm talking Love Island, Australia. This is season 6, episode 2. All right, so Taylor has officially entered the villa. All the girls are gushing over him. We had people like Xanthi saying that he's now the hottest guy in the villa after she said this about Kane. A lot of people also gaining interest on Taylor as well. M shows a little bit of interest. They have a conversation. Mimi has a conversation with him as well. And Hannah also has interest is as well in Taylor. So a lot of guys are worried. Alicia also too, but I think that we kind of knew that based off him kissing Alicia and kissing Hannah on the last episode where he gets the try it before you buy. So I think a lot of the guys are worried. Like somebody they do get a text later in the episode that like he's gonna choose it. He's gonna be able to pick a girl, and that guy's gonna be dumped. So a lot of pressure, a lot of guys just worried. And I mean, this early in the game, there's not really connections, like deep connections. So it makes sense that like all the guys are at risk. They feel unsafe, and it's cool that the bombshell coming in and there actually is a lot of genuine interest because like as we get later in the season when people are booed up and they're like, oh, I'm closed off or I'm dating and things like that. So good to know. We do know that there is going to be another bombshell, Sophie, coming in. And the only reason I know this is because I was pulling pictures for the last edit, and her picture was on the page for bombshells this week. So I'm not sure if it's going to happen at tomorrow's episode or the episode after that, but look out for that. But you knew that's coming this early in the season. When bombshell comes in, takes money, and then they level out the field and bring another person in to put the girls in the hot seat. So a couple things to note that I thought were kind of interesting and kind of weird. Nico, my number one guy that I think is going to be eliminated. Spoiler alert: we are left with a cliffhanger, unfortunately, and Taylor is about to make his pick. So if Monk comes in, and is like, "Look, who you're gonna choose," and we get hit with a cliffhanger. So I'm very surprised about that because not a lot didn't happen this episode, unfortunately. But something that I thought was of note: Nico, the guy I just said that I think is going to be out first. Him and Hannah have a conversation. He says like, "Oh, I manifested like matching with you and like being on Love Island." And of course, like she was really big into manifesting, and she's like, "Did you just make that up? Are you like saying that?" And I wrote down there it is like we're gonna hear about it, but they kissed outside of the challenge, but it was weird because he's like, "Can I kiss you right now?" And she's like, "I like to take things slow," and he just goes and kisses her. So I thought like that was a little weird. And she like what I she did it. It just it was I was not getting the vibe that she was liking it, and we didn't really hear her talk about it in a confessional, but I'm interested to know like if it comes up maybe tomorrow when we find out like if Hannah does get chosen by Taylor and Nico goes home. If maybe she'll bring that up in a confessional. I thought it was weird that it just happened and it wasn't talked about with any of the girls, wasn't talked about with any of the guys. It's just a weird moment. And it just weird. And I don't know. He just gives me a weird vibe. I don't like that dude. He's definitely one of my least favorite dudes on the season so far. But they have the first night where they sleep in bed. No kissing. I just think there was some cuddles, some spooning, some hand holding. Uh, yeah, I mean, again, super early in the season for people to be kissing. It's not out of the realm of possibilities, but not totally surprising here. Taylor and M talk, like I said, that M actually showing a little bit of interest in him as well. She kind of there's a hard line where he wants to have kids and she doesn't, and I don't. She's like, oh, I don't know why. This it's just a hard no, and I'm just like, it's day two. Like, just because you don't agree, again, you're not going to be with this guy for the rest of your life. So I just think that was a hard. There's a lot of talk about like who I'm going to marry, and like, no, none of these people are getting married. They're not. But I don't know. I thought that was really weird. Taylor gets a text, hey, you get to go on a speed date with three women, and he chooses Xanthi, Mimi, and Hannah. So while they're getting ready for that, um, Nico says something also that I laughed out loud. I thought it was ridiculous. He goes when Taylor's picking the girls he's going to choose. He goes Xanthi first, Mimi second, and then Hannah. And when he picks Hannah, he's like, it makes sense that he's going to come after the strongest couple in the villa. And I was just like, nah, dude, you're not the strongest couple in the villa. Like you're a weirdo. So the conversations pretty much go like this because they're having their little speed date. You can just hear them. They can't really watch them, but Xanthi's they are laughing a lot. Mimi, they don't really laugh, but they do have like somewhat serious conversations. And Hannah's conversation was really weird. She says to Taylor that you can get Botox in your balls. This is news to me. I don't know why you'd ever do that, but anybody in the comments that knows anything about Botoxing balls, if that's even true, let us know. But I thought that was a really, really weird, really, really weird conversation piece. And just for her to say that with like such confidence. And she's like, I've never seen it, but I've heard about it. I'm like, okay. Mimi and Dylan have a conversation, and she tells him like, "Hey, I actually am really into you as well," but she was worried about like him giving off F boy vibes, and like he did say when he came in that he's like a certified lover boy. So we'll see if that maybe shakes up something, and it also like depending on really just like where Taylor goes is going to kind of shift maybe some of the movements of the early couples of like how they're going to do like matching up and maybe pursuing other people. There's a cringy freestyle by Indigo. Just strange dude. Did not again not a lot of camera time for this guy. Alicia likes Taylor and she says that she's starting to lean more towards him because Dylan's not giving her enough attention. And she wants another kiss from him outside of the challenge. But they don't do it right then. But that's also something to keep in mind. Like who he's gonna go with is it's he can go with anybody at this point. And then finally get to the ceremony. Taylor says that he's down to three women, and I laugh at that too because there's only five girls. So really, he's still down to 60%, which is still a lot. I'm gonna get it with a cliffhanger. So where I think this is going to go, I think he's gonna pick Hannah. I don't think that they're gonna get rid of Dylan this early. I just don't think so. That means that Nico's out. I think Nico is very expendable. Not really bringing a lot to the villa. And that's my pick on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments of who Taylor's going to pick, what's going to happen. Maybe the bombshell's going to come in and maybe shake it up like, oh, another thing that could also happen is like Taylor chooses somebody and then what's her face comes in and is like, hey, do you want to match? You have 20 minutes to pick somebody, and like she could match with that guy that gets eliminated too. So there's definitely a lot of possibilities that can happen in tomorrow's episode. They better do both because kind of came in the first episode was all right, like meeting people, but we need a dumping. We need to spice it up with a dump. So looking forward to it. I will have an episode out for episode three tomorrow, and make sure to check out some of our other stuff. So we just did. I had the one episode before this. I have House of Villains. We didn't do one for 90 Day Fiance this week because again, it's just the show just keeps going and going and going. But we will tomorrow have the Love Island reunion. Love Island, Love is Blind season 7 reunion. And we also will have Golden Bachelor and Survivor as well. So check out all those things. Drop a comment below. Let me know if it's a show suggestion and I will check it out. But until tomorrow, I will talk to you in the next one. Peace.